Scene Mom says, welcome to the new podcast from former Phoenix radio host Danny Cutler. Each week bringing you independent music, industry news, the occasional interview, and other fun segments. Let's get to it. Scene Mom says hello and welcome to episode 79. I'm Danny, your host and Scene Mom, and as always, I am very glad that you have joined me. I know it's been a couple of weeks. I'm still here. I hope you all had a lovely Thanksgiving holiday. I was hoping that the holidays might mean things will slow down a bit, but alas, that has not happened. All good things though, but it always means that the show gets pushed to the bottom of the list. However, I still stay active with music and sharing all things independent online, so make sure you're following the Scene Mom Says Facebook page and dcutleraz on Instagram. We'll see what December brings. One thing that I know for sure is December is bringing the last Bandcamp Friday of 2025, which is December 5th. Artists will receive 100% of the proceeds. So if you're listening on Thursday when this show drops, make sure you set a reminder to support a few artists. And if you're listening on Friday, get over there now. If you're listening after that, well, artists still receive about 80% of the proceeds. So it's still very beneficial to support them. Definitely more beneficial than just streaming their music on Spotify. They work really hard, so give them a little reward. It's actually not a reward. Support them. All right. On the show this week, I have got a few awesome indie tunes for you. Plus, of course, your music news, music history, your marketing tip, and some good news. Right now, we're going to get back to the music with Boston band Girl with a Hawk. This one came out earlier in November, and it salutes our ride or die chosen family. Scene Mom says, I'm in love with my friends.
There's a family at the table, well I hope they're counting all their blessings. And I may be alone with no lover at home, but I'm headed down the road, you know I've got some place to go. And now we're sitting by the fire in the January cold, talking about how did we ever get this old. Faces in the flames of those we lost along the way. Do they know how much we miss them every day? Oh, I'm outside and put your feet into the ocean. Another day, and it's there for the taking. Oh, another song, and it's ours for the making. Yeah, ours for the making. I'm in love with my friends. Might sound strange, but it's just the way it is. And I'll be in love with my friends till the end. Oh, 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 oh. I'm in love with my friends. Oh yeah, I'm in love with my friends. And I'll be in love with my friends to the end. Oh, 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 oh.
It's the Scene Mom Says podcast with your host Danny Cutler. Now it's time for music news.
A new report from the Organization for Recorded Culture and Arts, or ORCA, analyzing 9 major independent labels, reveals that in 2023, those labels invested about $134 million into 569 artists. That investment generated a combined revenue of roughly $239 million, and about 33.5% of that revenue went directly to the artists. Financially, every dollar invested by the labels yielded about 77 cents in profit, and importantly, 77% of that profit returned to the artist. The study highlights that indie labels are functioning less like risks and more like partners. They offer upfront support for production, tour finding, and marketing, while sharing returns fairly, which helps the artist to build sustainable careers rather than relying solely on whether they get a hit or not and being successful that way. A new survey from Pew Research Center shows that in 2025, YouTube and Facebook remain the most widely used social media platforms among U.S. adults. 84% say they use YouTube and 71% say they use Facebook. About half of adults report using Instagram, making it the only other platform with at least half of U.S. adults reporting using. Now, smaller but growing shares of adults do use other platforms. TikTok is used by 37%, WhatsApp is used by around 32%, and Reddit about 26%. Meanwhile, newer or niche platforms like Threads, Blue Sky, and others register lower in the percentages. And of course, usage patterns vary by age. Younger adults under 30 are far more likely than older adults to use Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, and Reddit, though YouTube and Facebook remain the only 2 platforms with majority use across all age groups. So in terms of frequency, about half of U.S. adults report using Facebook or YouTube at least once a day. Roughly 24% use TikTok daily, while daily use on platforms like X is around 10%. Now, the findings suggest that despite the hype around TikTok, Instagram, and newer apps, the traditional platforms are still remaining dominant, making it increasingly challenging for brands and businesses to reach those broad audiences with a single social media platform. And that's why I put it in music news. Yes, TikTok is usually where all the musicians go, but Instagram and Facebook are still viable options for musicians. And you really should at least have things on different platforms so that you're getting all kinds of demographics. And finally, Betty the elephant, a 56-year-old disabled elephant forced to perform in roughly 300 circus shows a year, is being exploited by Carden Circus. PETA says Betty has serious health problems and she really risks a catastrophic and likely fatal collapse if she's not retired. Her mobility is impaired, her trunk is weakened, and she does appear depressed and withdrawn. Now, to raise awareness and pressure for Betty's release, PETA has asked the band Alice in Chains to temporarily rename themselves Betty in Chains, at least on social media, for a month, so that they can focus on her plight and call for her rescue. PETA says that by using a little twist on the band's iconic name, the campaign could reach millions of people and draw some media attention, and maybe help force the circus to retire Betty and end its elephant acts. No word yet on if Alice in Chains has responded. That's your music news this week. If you have any feedback or other thoughts or any music news you want to share, email me, scenemomsays@gmail.com.
Make your way through cafe lines, then come home to me. Kiss me here, making love, I don't care. I don't care. Bend in love, rescue me, rescue me.
That was another Boston band for you, Arrows of Athena with Abandoned Love, which celebrates an intimate bond that survives all the modern day chaos around us. As always, I'll have links to all the music you hear in the show notes. C-Mom says it's time for some music history. On December 1st in 1906, celebrated soprano Adelina Patti gave her farewell concert at London's Royal Albert Hall. It was a milestone closing out the career of one of the 19th century's most renowned opera figures. On December 2nd, back in 1983, MTV aired the first 14-minute version of Michael Jackson's Thriller video for the first time. The video's cinematic horror film style helped redefine what a pop music video could be and later became the first music video selected for preservation in the U.S. National Film Registry. I remember that day. I do. I was very excited about that release. Very cool. On December 5th in 1973, it's the U.S. release date of Band on the Run, Paul McCartney's most successful post-Beatles album, a landmark of classic rock pop as he charted a new musical course after the breakup of the Beatles. On December 7th in 1967, Otis Redding entered the studio to record what would become his signature track, Sittin' on the Dock of the Bay. Tragically, he did die in a plane crash just 3 days later. That song would go on to become the first posthumous #1 single in the U.S., which cemented his legacy as a soul icon. And finally, also on December 7th in 1967, the Beatles opened the Apple Boutique at 94 Baker Street in London under their company Apple Corps. The store, which was part clothing boutique, part psychedelic art space, was emblematic of the band's expansion beyond music into a broader cultural and lifestyle influence. That is some music history for you this week.
Except for the color of her hair now, she said it makes her feel like she's gonna fly. Ruby, the slippers back in Tennessee, the same old town she left me. Put it all behind, and honestly, she still comes to me. Her hair as gold as that brick road. Held to so dearly when I saw so clearly the path that you wanted would leave your house haunted by your ghost. Diamond, you lost that precious one shot. You thought you had a starlight, but it passed you by. Emerald, that image that you held to, but now you're starting brand new. Still nothing's right, and honestly, it hurts me to see it. Her eyes that once were so bright. Held to so dearly when I saw so clearly the path that you wanted would leave your house haunted by your ghost. Held to so dearly when I saw so clearly the path that you wanted would leave your house haunted by your ghost.
That was Phoenix band The Fabulous Boring Brothers and their latest single, Sapphire Girl. See, Mom says it's time for your marketing tip of the week. Spread out your content. This works in a couple of ways. First, one post focusing on one thing. Do you have several things that are happening in a week? Sure, you can make one post about all of them, but it can get confusing to know what you're really wanting to focus on. And people are very lazy on social media and they rarely read an entire post. Use a calendar to plan out those posts. It's better not to group everything in one social media post. Even better, you can have your own calendar that you can link to and post that with a graphic leading them to your event calendar. Now, Instagram is a little different though. Carousel posts are pretty popular, so you could have a post with multiple events that you could swipe through. Second, you don't have to post immediately after an event. You really don't. Why stay up half the night creating a recap video to post when you can wait until the next day and then use your recap to promote your next event? You're giving yourself more work than you need to do. Your followers are still going to be there the next day after that, a week later. Save your content and spread it out. 5 or 6 years ago, social media used to be more in the moment, but it's not that way anymore. There's no longer any pressure to post in the now. Either way, nobody's going to know, and they're really not going to care, to be completely honest. And as always, if you want to chat more about marketing and promoting your music or your brand, you can schedule a consultation with me at dannycutler.com. You can also subscribe to the newsletter for even more, and there's also the private Facebook group. I also have a special going on right now on content calendars, and you can find all of that info at dannycutler.com. And I'll have links, of course, in the show notes.
Could hardly believe, just like the melting snow, suddenly I had to leave. But you and I belong together. No miles between your heart and mine. Now sing hallelujah to Christ.
That was Irish artist Martin Moran and a holiday tune that he released in 2022 called You and I Belong Together. He shares it every year to raise money for the Crumlin Children's Hospital in Dublin. Martin's own daughter received vital treatment there when she was 3 years old. She is also featured in the track with her classmates as the choir section. You can download the single as a donation, which is perfect because Bandcamp Friday is happening on the 5th. C-Mom says, now it is time for some good news to share. You may all say duh to this, but singing, whether you're alone, with a group, in a choir, in the shower, offers a surprising range of benefits for both the body and the mind. Because singing requires this deep, controlled breathing and engages the vocal apparatus and diaphragm, it can improve lung capacity, oxygen intake, and overall respiratory health. On the physical side, it can lower stress hormones, activate the nervous system, and promote relaxation, which in turn helps calm heart rate and blood pressure. Mentally and emotionally, singing often elevates your mood, reduces anxiety too. It can lead to the release of those feel-good endorphins and improve feelings of social connection and belonging, especially when you're singing with others. You can support overall well-being by singing, even if you aren't a trained singer. Good for me. Because it does combine physical breathing, vocal expression, and social bonding when it's done in groups, it works like a holistic health activity, which is beneficial for your lung and heart health, and mental and emotional balance and stress relief too. And don't forget that social connection for you introverts. So get out there and do some caroling with your friends. That's some good news for you. And we're wrapping up episode 79. Links to all the music and news you heard this week will, of course, be in the show notes. If you have any feedback, you can always get in touch on social media. It's scenemomsays on Facebook, dcutleraz everywhere else. And you can email scenemomsays@gmail.com. You can also submit music that way as well. If you like what you hear, please share. Also an independent artist. Thanks as always for listening, and you will hear me again soon. You've been listening to the Scene Mom Says podcast. Intro-outro music is Look Good for the Radio by Fairy Bones. Learn more about Danny and the show at dannycutler.com.